Okay, so right there, this is the precursor to all my future workouts. At 61 years old, I'm going to face 62. I'll be like that, but look, I'm like a mini rubber band. It's important for me to convey that there's no more back pain. You can see it. You should be able to see that I'm not struggling at all and I have muscle, you see. What's happening? My name is Albert. Welcome to a very special session of combining dead hangs with the resting squat. And so I was thinking, we talk about dead hangs alone, and then we talk about the resting squat, right? And I'm like, you know what? We have to work out also. We have to lift weights also. We have to crawl. We have to do all these things. And so maybe it'll be nice for me to combine them now. I've been combining them now. First of all, I've done a slew of garland pose resting squat videos where I sat and talked and I got practice that way. I play with kids all the time, and so they're naturally in the squat pose or they go into that resting pose. Very important. A lot of people are going to tell you do 30 minutes throughout the day, like Vanja from Making Moves podcast, which is kind of okay, but think about it this way. If it's a natural resting pose, resting squat, then it should happen naturally without counting any time, trying to accumulate, because if you just practice here and there, it's going to happen naturally. Now, these kids, I watch these kids, they go into that pose naturally. They sit there, but at times they just go into another pose. They'll switch. And so I'm watching them. That led me to wanting to do this pose naturally without.
And I often tell my students, if you miss a day, you go back to the beginning. So make sure you don't miss a day.
She says start over. You don't have to start over. You just continue. You want to make sure that it's sporadic throughout the day when you need to. You do it while you're brushing your teeth. I do it while I'm washing clothes because I wash my clothes by hand. And so I squat and I wash by hand. And then I squat in a whole bunch of while I meditate. I make sure to squat while I'm playing with the kids, like I said. And so you're going to see this 61-year-old squat and hang. I'm going to do both. And I got these, I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to try to talk from over there. I'm just going to do a little bit and go back and forth. And I'll explain a little bit more that comes to mind. When it comes to the benefits, check out Vanja. I'm going to put the link in the description to Vanja. And also take this note. It's called Malasana. You want to look up the benefits for yourself just so you could read and get into like, wow, okay, I don't do this. And I'm watching this 61-year-old do it so effortlessly. Maybe I should do it too. And now I want to report before I start that I had terrible freaking joint pain and terrible back pain in the past that was projected upon me. They told me at 30, when you turn 40, so there was a 10-year projection. At 40, you have the joint pain. At 50, you have the back pain, and that's exactly what happened. And at 52, I got serious for fitness, and so I've been over 9 years working out. And so it's important for me to convey that there's no more back pain. You can see it. You should be able to see that I'm not struggling at all and I have muscle, you see. So I only take creatine. I'm not interested in the gear or whatever you call the PEDs. I'm not interested because I'm not a bodybuilder. And so there's no reason for me to want to look jacked for what. And so I'm pairing up with Vanja and Coach Blue because these are the only two that I found that are very active. We're trying to help regain our natural human movement tendencies that we've lost. We've lost it through the mechanical system that's out there, set to 12, counting, everything mechanical, a blueprint, and a prescription that suits everybody. The fitness industry has still yet to figure out that we're all different, and so our needs are different physically and everything, mentally, everything. But oh no, do this 10 days. This is why I say don't follow anything to try to reach 30 minutes or whatever. It's good as discipline, but there's a certain point you want to drop everything and now you want to sit in that pose. And if you miss a day, it's okay. Don't start over. Don't make it as a thing because that's, again, a mechanical thing. Oh, I didn't do yesterday, so let me start over. No, you can continue doing it any way you can. And so now I'm going to alternate without counting I'm just gonna alternate, and then I'm gonna see if these earbuds can pick me up while I'm talking. Maybe I said enough and you could just see this guy, 61-year-old, squat deep. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll turn around so you can see me in different ways. And so I'll start with the squat so you can see me, and then I'll go up and I'll hang. It's gonna be a combination, so let's get to it. All right, here we go. Watch me squat. Look, here it is. And so here I am squatting. And I do movement squats where I just shift my body from left to right. As you can see, I'm really deep. And so I have absolutely no problem sitting in this squat. For 20 minutes I could do. I timed it only because I made videos. I said don't time it, but I made videos, and I remember I did 10 minutes and then I messed up the video and then I went ahead and did another 10 minutes, and that's why I know I did over 20 minutes. So that's the only reason, but I don't count. Here I'm just sitting in the squat pose, or malasana pose, or the baby pose, or the resting pose, all these names. But you want to sit here and you want to get to the point where I'm not sure how to direct anybody because I'm not your body. And so what you want to do is just look at me and go, wow, look at this guy doing doing it with no problem. I could also get on I got this from Annie Yoga. This here, where I could just get on my ankles here and just get a nice little, I guess, this is not a workout. And so I guess, I don't know what to call it, but here I am, man. And so as you can see, there's no problem with me sitting in this pose. And so when you look up the benefits, you're gonna see why there's no back pain here, why running, this is helping me to run because my flexibility is helping me with the pistol squat, because the way my mobility of my ankles, if you take a look at what's happening here, you can take a look that I have absolutely no problem circulating, moving around. I make it my business to move around in this pose because, you know, when we sit in this pose, you may be, if you're reading a book or brushing your teeth, or you may be with the kids and you may be moving around. So I move around because it's natural. I'm not gonna sit like this still. So I'm just gonna, like, hey, have a little party here. So now, from this position, I'm gonna stand up, and I have rings. I recommend to hang off rings. And I'm just gonna sit back, put my neck back, and just hang here, because the benefits for hanging is incredible. I hope you can hear me. And if you can't hear me, it's all good, because I need to do this for myself. So here I am. And I like to move around also and get a nice stretch going on in all these areas. So I might put a timer to see how long I'm doing. So, yep. Get a nice freaking stretch, man. Need a stretch. Oh, yeah. Okay, so right there. This is the precursor to all my future workouts. At 61 years old, I'm gonna face 62. So I wanna make sure that I'm doing the right thing and I'm doing the work that's necessary for me to sustain what I like to do, because I like to climb, I like to do all kinds of workouts, I like to do the hybrid workouts that I post here all the time. And so here, that's the hanging that I did, offerings. I recommend them offerings because the bar is so rigid, and you're subject to that one position. And you know, when I hang off the rings, they actually bend in different ways depending on how I end up hanging. It's never the same. I always feel that my arm maybe go a little bit more that way, or this arm may stay straight and this one may bend, which is fine because now I'm hanging naturally. I'm not trying to force anything. And so this hang works everything. I feel it in my lats here. I feel it here. I put my head back because I get such a nice stretch, so the core gets a stretch, my lower back gets a stretch. And so I'm going to continue, and hopefully you can hear me talking. I'm going to sit in the baby pose again and see maybe if I transmit. I hope so. I feel like I got to do this too. Yep. Yeah, that felt really good. So here I go again, sitting in the freaking Malasana squat resting pose. And so here I am, right? Also, a good idea is that there's a lot of times I bring my hands together and I do this so that I could get a stretch in the wrist area, and I move it around so I could get some stretching in this wrist area. Now, you know, you're lifting weights and stuff like that, you gotta give your body a chance to, I guess, sum things up for you. Otherwise, then the stiffness comes, and I started to feel a little bit of that stiffness come on. And as you can see, it doesn't matter, like that feeling that I get is just an indication, but as you can see, there's no stiffness here. Okay, and so I watch some people, they sit up really straight. You see what I'm doing with my arms? And since it's a natural pose, you just want to feel it out. You may pose differently. You may pose this way. You may pose with your legs a little closer together. So I wouldn't say follow anyone. Don't follow me. Don't follow Vanja. Don't follow anyone. You want to sit in the way you would sit naturally. Take out the whole idea that you lost your natural movement capabilities, and just face it as though you were a baby again, and just sit in this pose and play with it. You see, I'm playing with it, I'm moving it around. I like this a lot. I can tell also that this is very, very needed, because my body's sending me all kind of messages right now, and it's like really excited for me to be in this pose. And so as you can see, there's no timing. I'm not gonna say do five minutes each. There's a certain point, like the babies, where they drop off. Now let me show you what the babies do. The babies that I watch, they'll drop off and they'll go like this. Watch, they'll just go, the babies that I play with, they'll be in this pose in their own way, and then they'll drop off like this. And now they're like this. So this is another pose. They're doing it, and we're following the squat pose because the Asians do it and the babies do it naturally, and the babies end up going to this pose. You might as well go to this pose too. Don't take only the squat pose. This is another pose that's really good for you. Also, this pose here, you sit like this and you freaking just pull yourself apart like this, you know what I mean? And so, as you can see, I'm opening up the channels to being able to branch into your natural human movement, but in every aspect, without anything mechanical. No counting. There it is. I felt my back snap. And so you see how I'm moving around? Oh, it feels great. This feels great. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm breathing in deep too, which creates a deeper stretch. Okay, so this is for your life, like for your future. Even if you don't work out, if you did this, you probably find yourself walking more and doing more things, because the flexibility will get your body the itch to do more activities. That's something that I think is just obvious, because when our body is well kept, the body itself, without the mind, just wants to move. I always say here on this channel that I never know what's going to happen within my workout journey. I may run, I may jump, I may play with the kids, I may do weights, I may grab this, I may grab that, I may miss the core, but none of this stuff that I'm saying is actually what happens. It's my system that calls upon a certain yearning for something. Squats, push-ups, lats. I start to feel like the body starts to go, wait a minute, it's a rhythm within life. And so it likes to exercise, this system here. And so, but it can't speak a language, this system. And so it gives me a message within my system telling me, go heavier, because I feel strong. Or it may go lighter, because I may have that cardio edge in me to just carry around lighter weights. If you see there, I have chains and a bar. That's unbalanced, because what I make sure is that because the chain's swinging, and so as you can see, I am very much into finding my own ways to work out, because I do not follow any protocol. I'm not going to repeat exercises. I never repeat exercises here. And so maybe I can serve as an inspiration for you guys to go, you know what? That makes sense, man. I see my babies doing that pose. And when I went to Asia, or Thailand, or whatever, I saw people in the street doing it. It's true, and they were sitting there naturally. So when you make that connection naturally, there's no need for me to explain anything else. You'll want to investigate it yourself. And after you do it for a while, even if you, let's say, stop for a while, it's going to call you back sometime down the future, because it's your natural state to want to be there. And you'll find yourself suffering from what you decided to stop. But this here video is a precursor to all my workouts. Without this, then I'll be the guy saying, oh, you know, be careful with your joints and be careful. But you can see me. You should be able to see me that I'm not. Look, I'm not, 61 years old. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Be careful. And sit in this garland pose. It's called the garland pose too. I think I said that. So this is, and so, right now I'm feeling fantastic. It's really good too. When I sit in this pose, I catch little things about myself. Like I caught that there's stiffness in this area when I did this over here. And so I caught these things, and these are my indicators to go light the next time we're working out, or give myself an extra day's rest, or work out at another part where I can lighten up and not cause any type of unnecessary strain, because I do work out. I really do. And so here I am, just sitting here, and like I said, I move around a lot. And I just give it a little twirls here. If you ever see like a slew of these resting poses, you know, the Malasana and the garland pose, you're gonna see a variety of a whole bunch of different types. And so there's no right or wrong way. There's no, well, you should do it that way. If I did that, then I'm bringing you right back into the mechanical system. And so there's no right or wrong way. You wanna sit here, you wanna take your time and make sure that everything that you're feeling is as close to natural as possible, without anything like before, right? When I first sat in this years ago, after I sat in this and I got up, I'll be like this. I'll be like that, but look, I'm like a mini rubber band, man. And so it's really good to be able to say, hey, this is where I get to be proud to be 61 years old and say, look at me, man, I'm freaking moving. And most of my friends that see me do this, they're like, dude, I can't do that, not even for 2 seconds, bro. And so this shows that we are hurting to rest in our natural state. And as you see, I get up with absolutely no problem. And so I'm gonna go back, put my head back like this and go for another one. And so, yeah, go swinging around. All right. Feels like I just had a cup of coffee, you know what I'm saying? Natural cup of coffee, it's just what it's like. And so I won't shit you. I won't be here doing this set up already with the rings up there ready to just, this is serious. And so you saw me actually do it. I wasn't just talking and making recommendations like I'm a teacher. No, I'm not a teacher. I'm just trying to bring you back to your original state, and for you to make your own connection there, and that you're your own entity with your bone structure a certain way, your muscles that carry you a certain way. And so for me to give instructions will be, like I said, sending you right back into the mechanical system, which the mechanical system has most of, I would say most of the world in my case, because I really don't know anyone that does this. And so back into that mechanical system. So how many do you do? And so how should I do it? And you're asking everyone else when you have a body that's equipped with over 600 muscles. And so anyway, this wraps up. I am gonna freaking call it. Actually, what I'm gonna do is that on my own, the camera's rolling, I don't care. I was gonna stop the camera, do another squat, another hang, and then call it. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna let the camera roll, so that maybe if you're still hanging out with me, you can see the distance of me doing it a whole bunch of times. And so, like I said, man, I can sit in that squat pose for a long time, and I can hang for up to 1 minute and 20 seconds if I hang and I drop. If I swing, it's a little less. And so I hang in different ways too. I don't go, oh, you're supposed to hang like this. No, you hang, just hang, man. You could do assisted hangings like this too. You don't have to hang like me. You could do assisted hangings that, let's say, you're not all together, right? You're just starting out, and so you can hang on your feet. Watch me hang on my feet. I'm gonna show you, and then I'm gonna do the thing and say goodbye. Watch this, okay? So here, I'm on my feet, and so I'm gonna hang on my feet. You see? So here, I am safe, and I get to hang on my feet. And if anything bothers me, I can hang back. I see where it feels okay for me to start to initiate the full hang, see? And so while I'm on my feet, I'm still getting a nice hang. And so I can also, let's say, as a way to get into it, you bring your feet up, you let them go for a bit, let them go for a bit. And everything is natural. Nothing is a protocol, a system, or anything that's gonna lead me into making you a robot, which is we're gonna get you out of that robot thing. Between me and Vanja hasn't found me yet. Vanja doesn't know me. She's too busy. So maybe she'll never come across this video to see I'm supporting Vanja and I'm supporting Coach Blue, because these guys are supporting natural movement and they want to mix things up. Coach Blue wants to mix things up with bodybuilding and natural movement so that you can get both the best of both worlds. And Vanja's talking a lot about squatting, the benefits of squatting, and the harms in the fitness industry. And so I think that's it. Look at what I'm doing too. Look, like my body just did that. I did not do that. I did not say, well, let me do that. I just came into this here, and this feels great. And I can turn it inwards now, and I can just do this. And then what I'm feeling now, right, is that I gotta get this here, with the hamstrings. I gotta get that stretched out. And so, you see what I mean? And so, oh, that feels freaking awesome. And so, this means that I am ready for the next freaking workout. Tomorrow I'm gonna play at the playground again with the kids, and I'll squat with them too. And so this brings this combination to a close. I hope you got something out of it, and until the next one, catcha.